Go.
I see a game, Malcolm. A game we didn't invent. You don't like the rules? Fine, neither do I. But the only chance we got of winning is to protect the leader. See, once the leader gets too far out in front, it's open season. Hell, Malcolm, even the pawns will help to sacrifice you. As long as this one piece is free and protected, the game ain't over. Whatever else you say or do won't change that. As long as this one piece has a chance, we all do.
Rashad, we're all pawns. When we begin to realize that, maybe the old game will be over and a new one can begin.
Malcolm, go home. Be with Betty. Be with your children. You don't need to do this. We've got enough problems with half the people thinking you betrayed Elijah and the other half thinking you're getting soft. And all this new talk about white folks not being all bad, now you're meeting with the king of love. It ain't right. Malcolm, I can feel it. Nothing good comes from this.
Something good already has.
What?
I asked him to come, and he said yes. He never asked why.
How do you know he's really coming? Malcolm, what makes you think people will just let him get on a plane and come here?
He'll come.
How do you know?
Because I'd come if he called me.
Do you trust him? Malcolm, do you trust me?
I don't know that I trust anyone anymore.
I would die for you.
People who die for me, I trust least of all. I didn't mean that, Rashad. I guess I haven't shaken the nightmare yet. At least it'll be over soon.
Why will it be over? Malcolm?
Don't you think you ought to let him in?
You know what I think.
I'm sorry about that. These are troubled times.
I understand. I suppose the bombing has unsettled everyone.
Didn't do much for the price of real estate in my neighborhood. Did anyone see you come in?
No. I followed your instructions. The next time you want me to take the back stairs, I wish you could have get a room on the floor lower than the 7th.
I seen you on TV. You can afford to lose a few pounds.
Television makes you look heavier. And anyway, this stomach is the finest sense of Southern tradition and ministry. Congregation won't warm up to a thin preacher. Means the preacher ain't got enough to receive sweet potato pie in lieu of other donations.
My congregation sells pie street to street. You might say it keeps them thin and the donations fat. Speaking of pies, is that your lunch in that bag? Or perhaps a tape recorder?
And why would I need a tape recorder?
Maybe you're nervous about coming out of the hotel rooms. Mr. Hoover does have a way of making people paranoid.
I never thought that the Lord could have made a mistake. But Hoover does punch one face beyond reasonable limits.
Have a seat, Reverend. Don't you want the couch?
This will do just fine, thank you.
Oh, yes. I forgot. You're used to sit-ins and such.
I find they're generally better for your back.
Not too good for the head, as I recall. I'm surprised you still have one with all that non-violent action you've been involved in.
You'd be amazed how much one can take when the purpose is clear.
Perhaps. But I think some folks just naturally have hard heads. When I was in Salem 2 weeks ago, I almost paid you a visit.
You should have. Plenty of room in the jail.
I try not to visit jails voluntarily.
I heard your speech on my behalf. It was very moving.
The younger people seem to enjoy it. In fact, if I had spoken any longer, we all would have come by the jailhouse. Except we wouldn't be planning on staying. Of course, they probably wouldn't have been much of a jail remaining after we left.
Then I should thank you for not speaking too long. Being in jail is unpleasant enough. Having it torn down while you're there is not much of my idea of how to spend a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, you can thank some of your conference planners for that. If it were up to them, I wouldn't have spoken at all. As it was, they spent several hours after I spoke trying to calm down the crowd.